Don't move to Seattle. Hi, my name is Veronica. I'm your future real estate agent here in the Northwest. And today we're going to talk about where you can live in Seattle, but not in Seattle. So Seattle Metro is basically a lot of cities around Seattle. And so in Seattle Metro, there's usually three key elements to Seattle Metro. So there's South Seattle, North Seattle, and East Seattle. And today we're going to talk about all these three areas to see which lifestyle and which area would be more suitable for you, because all these are very different. So it's actually kind of crazy and how everything is in Seattle Metro, but all these cities are really different from each other. So North Seattle includes cities like Linwood, Everett, Shoreline, Bothell, and Edmonds. So here, you're definitely going to get more for your dollar than downtown Seattle. So over here, you have more space, you have more yard space, probably more square footage for your home too. And over here, we're going to find some nice mid-century homes, some newer suburbs, and apartments. So North Seattle is amazing for families. It's a pretty easy commute to Seattle. You will hit some of that traffic, but it's definitely more affordable than living in Seattle or east of Seattle. So North Seattle is amazing for families. You have great communities there, amazing schools. You have a lot of that nature there too, so definitely more nature vibes over there. And if you go into Edmonds, you're definitely going to get some of the best waterfront properties in the Seattle Metro. Today we are recording in Ruston Way. This is a waterfront park here in Tacoma. Beautiful park, lots of things to do here. You have a pretty long trail, so you guys can ride your bikes here, go jogging. There's lots of restaurants, lots of shops here. Just a perfect place to come here with the family, with the kids. There's also a park over there, a splash pad, basically everything you need in a park, and amazing views. View of Mount Rainier, of the Sound. Just one of my favorite parks here in Tacoma. So let's talk about Southside. Southside includes cities like Renton, Kent, Federal, and Tacoma. So this is definitely going to be your more cheaper option here. Everything on the south side is definitely more affordable than it is on the north and east side. So Tacoma in particular has seen a lot of growth over the years, but it's still going to be way more affordable than Seattle or east side. So south side, it is good for families, but if you are looking for the better schools, you definitely want to go more North Seattle or East Seattle. But you can still find some decent schools here on the south side. Again, it really depends on what neighborhood you live in, because here in Washington, we do not have school choice. It really depends on the neighborhood that you live in, what kind of school you get into. South side is also good because you do have access to a lot of the really famous parks, like you have access to Mount Rainier Park and all the other parks around. So definitely a lot of things to do outdoors here. Tacoma is a little bit older, so you will find the older homes here, and it's an older city in general. So the commute to Seattle from Southside is going to be kind of difficult, especially if you are a tech worker. The I-5 gets really jammed up. So if this is going to be an issue for you, maybe Southside isn't the best option for you. But again, if you are here in the military base, this could be a good option for you. So here on the south side, you can find some amazing properties that are waterfront here. That's going to be probably a lot more affordable if you're up north. Or you can go a little bit more south and get into Gig Harbor. They have some amazing waterfront properties there. And Gig Harbor is kind of a whole city on its own, because it's definitely more upscale, more relaxing over there. So every city actually here in Seattle has its own vibe, has its own culture. So it does make a big difference on where you choose to live. Okay, let's talk about East Side. East Side is going to be Bellevue, Sammamish, Issaquah, Kirkland. So this is it is your most expensive option here. So Bellevue, that's where all of the big tech companies are located. So Google, Facebook, Microsoft. So if you are in tech, this probably will be the place for you, because the commute is a breeze, really easy to get in and out of Bellevue if you are a tech worker. So Bellevue is very polished, it's very modern, very clean, very bougie lifestyle over there. So you have amazing parks, everything is upscale over there. You have really fine dining over there. You'll also find some of the more expensive shops like Gucci, Louis Vuitton. So all those shops are going to be right there in Bellevue. So Bellevue is a very upscale town. So this is for you if you can afford it. Number one, houses there are starting at $1 million and up, and that's for a very small, probably older home there. So Bellevue is amazing for the person that is working in tech that can afford it. Great schools there. So if you do want to kind of go in the suburbs of Bellevue, the school district there is amazing. So everything is better in Bellevue or on the east sides. So if you're going a little bit east of Bellevue, there you're gonna find Sammamish and Issaquah. This is for a person that wants more acreage, that wants more privacy, that wants more property. You're definitely gonna find that there. Again, it is gonna be pricier because you are on the east side, but over there you have some of the best properties with amazing acreage. So the views in Issaquah and Sammamish are amazing. You get nice mountains, hills, and the commute to Bellevue is fairly easy. If you are traveling to Seattle from east side, that can get a little tricky because you will need to cross the bridges and that costs money. There are tolls there. Plus tolls, then it gets really trafficy there during busy hours. So where you live when it comes to moving to Seattle really comes down to your budget, commute, and lifestyle. If you're tech driven and want great schools, Eastside is great. If you want more affordability and don't mind the commute, look south. And if you want a balance with the new transit options and lots of family-friendly suburbs, look north. Wherever you land, Seattle's mix of city and outdoors is hard to beat.